This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. If you want to move your life forward, succeed at your goals, there's many things you can do, but there's one thing that we often forget to include, and that is how you are fueling the engine, your car. It takes you from point A to point B, a destination. What are we all doing in our lives? We have a journey. There's a destination, and then you keep moving on and moving on. We have to eat right. We have to have, proper nutrition, diet, hate that word, diet, and so much more. We're going to talk about that today. She is an amazing life and success coach who also harnesses the knowledge and power of nutrition, just one of those things that she helps people along with. And we're going to dig into that today. Great to have Adriana Daniel join us here on the program. How are you doing today?
Great. Thank you for having me on here, Steve. I'm really excited to share the information that is in my head and give it to other people so they can feel better about themselves. And
I'm just as excited because I try to watch what I eat. I have my prepared meal in front of me right here that I get locally, but I wonder if that's actually what I should be eating. I hear this, and I don't know if this is true. Let's just jump right in here. Okay. That it should be 20% exercise, 80% diet. Is that accurate at all?
From the knowledge I have and the journey I've been through, and my son, when he decided to share the low carb lifestyle with me, he lost 80 pounds because he was definitely overweight. He lost that weight by going low carb and no exercise. That's a fantastic thing. We went from low carb to the carnivore lifestyle. So if you're ready for that, I can share a lot of good stuff.
Yes, and yes, and yes. And that's not to say that exercise isn't important, but maybe it's less important if you have certain weight goals you want to hit. Low carb diet. So I try to be conscious of carbs, and I try to cut back a little bit. And there's some days where I'm radically cut back. Maybe looking at I don't know, by midday, by lunchtime, probably I don't know, maybe I want to say 15 carbs at that point. Later in the day, I find I'm getting brain fog. I'm feeling, and I'm eating protein, but I'm feeling like just a little off. So then what do? Grab something with carbs, try to be mindful of better carbs to kick it up. What's going on there? Do other people tell you that? And is it more of I think everything is habit. So is it, shut up, Steve, just cut the carbs, and eventually your body will say, well, all right, I don't need that many. What's going on here?
Well, I will say that if you're having that brain fog, like you're saying, it's mostly because it's like you're withdrawing. You need that carb fix again. That's what
I feel that.
Carbs, right? Yeah. So there's a way to do it to where you don't have to rely on food to function so much. If you decide to, in your mind, you make it to a mindset that carbs are poison, carbs are bad. Carbs will only fuel your weaknesses. And then as a beginner, you would transition yourself slowly because it's really hard to just drop the carbs. We have to make it realistic, right, and practical to someone that is dependent on carbs to function. So you could start, and this is what I recommend to everybody when they're going to first change their way of eating, is start intermittent fasting. And then you'll be able to get to the point where your body is working better. All the snacking, the grazing, and all that is really bad for your body. It can't really metabolize well. So the recommendation of 5 small meals a day was so wrong. And to have the carbs in your diet to make you need those 5 meals a day is so horrible. So the best way to do it is 2 meals a day. Start with a 12-hour no eating, and which is easy because you're sleeping most of that time.
Mm-hmm.
You stop eating at a certain time, count out to the 12 hours. If you're going to have, stop eating at 8, you can have breakfast, but it'll be more of a protein meal. No oatmeal, no grits or vegetables or fruit.
Well, okay, whoa. All right. Lots going on here. And I love you, but I hate you at the same time because the intermittent fasting is on my radar and I haven't done it yet. I've even actually committed. I wrote it down. I'm going to do this. Haven't done it yet. I lied to myself. And yes, if you eat your last meal at, say, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., don't eat again. Then you're sleeping. You're already halfway there. You're 12 hours. You probably do 16 by the time you get to lunch if you skip breakfast. I assume it's harder in the beginning, then it just gets easier and easier. Um, I heard this the other day, and it just made so much sense that humans eat for pleasure. We're not eating to sustain ourselves. Otherwise, we wouldn't be eating as much. um, that's one thing. And then the other is you said no oatmeal or anything like that. I just started eating overnight oats. Bad?
They're very bad. Yes. They cause your body to malfunction, basically. It's high carb. It's
Yes.
interrupting your gut biome. So leaky gut happens with the fruits that you eat. The nightshades are known to be a problematic
So you
fruit
said no
vegetable.
fruits?
The
No fruits? Really?
fruits have so much natural sugar.
Yes.
That's why they're so addicting, right? I could eat a whole watermelon if given an opportunity
This is
because
like
it's awful.
I get the oatmeal thing. All right. We'll put that to the side. It is loaded with carbs. But then of course, what are we trained to hear and believe? Recommended by the American Heart Association and proven to reduce heart attack. Blah, 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 blah. Oatmeal. This is what we believe. So, and it's got the, American Heart Association stamp right on the oatmeal package. So it's like, I know it's high in carb, but I assume it's good for you. It's okay for you. So now we know, put that over to the side. The fruit thing. I'm surprised to hear this. I know it's got a lot of natural sugar, but I make smoothies from time to time and I'll throw just a handful of strawberries, well, maybe half a banana. I'm on the fence on the banana thing because I saw your eyes light up. It's the highest glycemic fruit there is, i.e., the most sugar you're going to get coming out of that banana, depending on the stage it's in. No fruit. This is it? No fruit.
I hate taking things away from people when they were really enjoying life with that. All right. So I would say there's a way to do it. Okay. I don't want to get too far ahead right now, but if we wanted to go back in time to where all this was introduced, okay, I'm talking about an ancestral way of eating.
Gotcha.
Our bodies function better if we're on that meat, the high fat, moderate protein, low to no carb. You look like you're in good shape. You don't have like a lot of weight to lose, like somebody like me, or people that have been
I'm
eating too
20
much
pounds heavier than I was 2 or 3 years ago, and it won't go away. And I go to the gym and I think I eat okay, not great, on the weekend, cheat a little bit.
Yeah,
Overall, and the weight's not, it's the same. Hasn't moved.
you're gonna have to stop the smoothies. I'm sorry, but the smoothies are bad. And people put what flaxseed or whatever. Seeds are horrible for you. Seeds in nature are meant to irritate your intestines so that you can stop eating them, right?
Mm.
Our ancestors were killing for food. So when they were killing the animal, they ate the fat and the meat, the protein,
Hmm.
and organ meat, which is not a big part, but everybody shared the organs. So you're getting the benefits. There's vitamin C in organ meat, liver, and all those things. Even chicken liver. It's my favorite. I just cooked some last night. I threw a bunch of bacon in the pan, the chicken livers, rinsed them, put them in with plenty of garlic and onion. And even though the garlic and onion isn't the best for you, but when you're just having it as, for flavor like that, then it makes a carnivore meal taste amazing.
And I know, I get what you're saying about the seeds, and look at it through two lenses here. Back in the day, cave people, right? Well, whatever. They're out there getting dinner, killing the prey, if you will. You have this high fat, high protein meal. Why would they be grabbing seeds? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, oh, I could have that delicious, cow, whatever it is, but let me have some seeds over here. I'm just like foraging these seeds. And
Well,
diverticulitis, they say, the seeds get stuck in your intestinal tract and just not good for you.
We've been eating meat for millions of years.
Yep.
We've only been eating plants for hundreds of thousands of years. So our bodies have adapted to having the plant foods. But when you consider like broccoli, the tops of the broccoli, that's all seeds. It like ferments in our bodies. It doesn't digest well. So the study that came out years back that said we need fiber was an observational study. Have you heard of that? I forgot the name of the doctor that came out with this. He saw a pasture full of cattle and saw how much they were pooping and said, oh, that's what we need to do to poop better, is have more plants like they do. So here we are suffering with fiber. Fiber can cause constipation. So what's the purpose? It injures your intestines on its way out. It could plug you up. Then you're relying on the over-the-counter stool softeners and all these things to help you poop. If you don't eat plants and all you're eating is meat, you are using that meat. Your body's using the fat and the muscle meat that you're eating, and you barely need a poop. Isn't that like better? Less gassy and poop less, like cuts back like half. Your poop you don't even have to push. It just comes out because it's eliminating what your body didn't use, which is very little. And you know what? I have my dogs on carnivore. My dogs eat raw meat, chicken and beef blended together, ground beef with the chicken fat and the meat fat, and they're healthy. Their poop goes into the grass. I don't have to pick up poop anymore.
Wow. Oh, this goes against every belief known, especially the fiber one. And I'm on your page with everything so far. Even the fruit, I get it. It's high sugar. The seeds, throw them away. I get you totally. I'm surprised about the fiber thing. We have been trained to believe that you need fiber in your diet. Like, wow.
You know what that means? That means you're dependent on your doctors. They do have to do more colonoscopies. They do have to. All of that includes the carbs. So those non-essential carbs, there is no such thing as an essential carb. There's essential fats. We need saturated fats in our diet. That's from our animal fat. Butter is fantastic. If you're eating lean cuts of meat, you can make up for it not being fatty. Meat, like ribeyes are perfect because they're very marbled and they got the fat in there and just crisp up that fat and eat it, and it's yummy, right? But if you're gonna have like tenderloin, it's not fatty enough. You can eat butter. You can eat butter off the stick. Okay, that's another trick. Once you're on a more high fat and protein diet and you're feeling like you're hungry, all you have to do is eat a tablespoon of butter and you're satiated again. It's the fat that satiates you.
Wow.
the fat in the animal fat is what's actually so important to have your cholesterol levels high enough that all our systems are working. If your bile isn't producing because you're low cholesterol, all these medicines for low cholesterol, trash. I was on low cholesterol, the statin drugs for over 10 years, and it caused me muscle pain. I was just a nurse practitioner, and I found out later that she told my brother to get off those statins because it's causing him muscle pain. Like, well, why didn't you tell me? Because now I could hardly get out of bed, and my pain was so bad during the night.
Wow.
It's
And
awful. And then I looked at the side effects of the meds, and it says it right there that you could end up with these bad issues. It's
oh,
terrible.
it does. And now, all right, full disclosure here, I'm on a very low dose because a year ago, literally a year ago, went to a cardiologist and he said, with your family history, and your levels, you're like at the borderline of high cholesterol. He goes, you got to be honest. I'm putting it on right away, right away. You realize you're going to cut your risk of heart attack by 50% by being on this, blah, 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 blah. And there, I experienced some muscle pain. And what's the fix for that? Take something else, something called CoQ10, and take them both together. Honestly, I forget to take that, and I have a little achy every once in a while. I totally forgot that that's probably coming from this. Totally
I've seen the
forgot.
ads. Yeah, they're promoting CoQ10 now. And it just makes me so angry to see so many drug commercials. Do you remember the time when there were drug commercials? I'm old enough to know we never saw drug commercials. Then the government allowed for the advertisement of these drugs. And I always thought, why? If the doctors are the ones that are educated, why do we need to know about these drugs? Because they're the ones recommending it to us. Well, it's just so that we know about the drugs and we can ask for them.
Wow. I heard somebody say that essentially, um, it could be misleading, but like 75% of ads on TV are for drugs. And if it's not high, that number, it's definitely up there. They all look the same, by the way. It's almost kind of funny. And of course, the disclaimers. Um, what you're saying, Adriana, it goes against everything we've been programmed to believe. Because let's go to another one.
Well, can I finish this real quick?
Go right ahead.
Those commercials are also bringing money to the networks. The drug companies are paying the networks to air these commercials,
Sure.
which means that networks are going to be careful to not show too much of what I'm talking about. They're not getting people, the public will not be seeing carnivore is a good thing. The drug companies have taken over airtime. Okay. So just so you know that too.
Oh yeah, makes perfect sense. But look at the other one. Two words. Low fat. It's been around for decades and still is huge. So you buy some. It's low fat. Let me buy that. Blah, blah, blah. There was also a time where butter was bad for you. Butter bad. So start eating the butter alternative. I can't believe it's not margarine. Blah, all those. And a friend of mine.
Smart balance.
Oh yeah, that one. I used to have that one.
My mom's hooked on that one. I can't get her off of it.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I would have never remembered the name, but that call it 15 years ago on that one ish. But I have a friend who's into nutrition as well, and it was years ago. I want to say at least like 7 years ago. He's like, start eating butter again. It's good for you.
Yeah, right. I went to school. I took anatomy physiology, and my professor, he said, that margarine is one carbon away from plastic. I thought, oh, well, that doesn't sound good. Why are we eating something that's that awful for us?
It actually looks like it is.
Yeah,
it really does.
It does. But I wanted to also stress the importance of the fat. Okay. Have you noticed that a lot of men in their 40s are being put on testosterone therapy? It was older gentlemen.
Hmm.
Now it's younger and younger. They have low testosterone level. There's thyroid issues, a lot of thyroid issues. That's another hormone-based organ, right? That is not functioning well. The brain fog. All these, the bile isn't produced to break down protein if you don't have enough fat. So here we go. If we include that fat in our diet, but you have to eliminate those carbs or else you kind of get in a big mess in your body. You can't be eating high fat and stay on your carbs because your body doesn't know what to do with the fat anymore. You know,
Wow.
I'm not a I'm not a scientist of this, so I can't explain it exactly, but this is what I've learned. And my son, he was like, Mom, if you're gonna be eating those carbs tonight, because if we're gonna cheat and have something, popcorn, we go to the movie theater and gonna have popcorn, we have to be careful with the fat. But bile breaks down protein. Not enough fat means you're not going to be able to break down that protein. So people that are saying, I'm going to get my protein, but put it in my shake or smoothie, they're low fat. So the protein is not even going to give them the benefit. They're not going to get the benefit of protein without their fat.
Okay, so how about this? I'll wean myself off the smoothies. I'm good with that. Um, Protein drink. I have whey protein, low in carb. Mix that with some almond milk. I think might be low in carb. I got to check it. Can't say for sure. Um, is
Going
that
to
okay?
see. Okay.
Is
Earn
that
that.
is that okay?
I would say if you like working out and you're going to want more protein, because my son does that too. He has his shake of protein, but it's a brand that is um, keto friendly.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Something Life. I can't remember what it is. Something Life, and he'll drink those protein drinks.
Okay.
So he's not making his own protein shakes. He
Got it.
used to. The whey protein might have been okay, but we're trying to. Whey is a product of milk. There's
Hmm.
some people that are not good with milk products.
Yep. Yep.
You know, you probably heard as we get older, we lose lactase, so we can't break down lactose.
Oh,
We're
believe me, I had pizza last night for the first time in a long, long time. It's late. Let's grab something. All right, let's get a pizza. Let's go to insert chain. It wasn't even down. I'm in New York. We have pizza.
yeah.
But my friend's like, let's get the chain one. All I'm going to say is I'm still dealing with the after effects of that.
Oh no.
It sounded like I'm not going to happen again. And you're right.
Mm.
As time goes on, your body it just works a little bit differently. We are just about out of
Mhm.
time. You are
Oh,
a wealth of info. Um, sh- you know,
I can't believe we're almost out of time. I got too much more to say then.
what do
We
you
got to
want?
get back on this.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because this goes against what we've been, I'm not going to use the word taught, programmed, marketing programmed, even, and I'd love maybe another time, combos of food, meat and potatoes, the staple of American diet, meat and potatoes. I've heard, forget about the carb for a moment, that you should not eat meat and potatoes because the way they interact with enzymes in your stomach, it's not good. It's
Any
not.
root vegetable is going to be bad. So there you go.
Mm,
Potatoes are bad. But ask me next time about how dietitian nutrition came about, and then we'll go over that story.
absolutely. There's so much to talk about. Adriana, how do we connect with you? How do we find you?
My email is coachingbyadriana@gmail.com. My website is what is it? Empowermentandsuccesscoach.com for my All In For You site. And my phone number is 817-229-9634. And I do accept texts and I will respond. Just make sure that you put in what you're requesting information on, and I'll know that you're one of the coaching clients and I can get back with you as soon as possible.
Fantastic talking with you today. Love all
Yeah.
the insight. It's almost as if the universe is, and maybe everybody else screaming that we need to make change. Even the intermittent fasting. I've been, I can even show you. I write it down every week, at least
Oh my
twice this week, and I haven't done it yet. Um, But, but why? Why haven't I done it? Why do any of us not make these changes and make the right choices? Because of fear of change. Like, I'm going to be uncomfortable with, not eating. And
Oh, yeah. That's why you need a coach, right?
yeah, that's why you need a coach. Accountability. Yes. I'm not even kidding. It's all about accountability. And where does change take place? Change doesn't it take place when you're out of your comfort zone?
You have to push yourself, have the right mindset.
Yep.
And that's what I'm here for, to give you that.
Absolutely. Wonderful talking with you. Looking forward next time we get together.
All right. Awesome, Steve. Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for having me.
Thank
Talk to
you. We'll
later.
be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.